Murder or self-defense? It's the growing debate in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse. The 17-year-old was charged in the killing of two people during the unrest in Kenosha, Wisconsin last week. Many on the right are expressing that Rittenhouse was using self-defense and pointing to this video here, while some on the left are branding him as a radical turned killer. Now, a clip has surfaced from July 1st of Rittenhouse appearing to be punching an unidentified girl who was scrapping with another female teen, all documented on social media here. Joining us to make sense of this all, Marie Napoli, founding partner of Napoli, Shkolnik, a New York City law firm. Marie, thank you for joining us today and taking a look at this case with your legal eye, considering the video clips that we've seen of the shooting and what led up to it. What do you make of this case? Was it a case of self-defense?
Well, that's really for a jury to decide whether or not it was self-defense. But I understand there's been a lot of news media out there, and his lawyer now, Mr. Wood, is saying that Twitter has been preventing him from free speech in raising money for his legal defense. It's really difficult to tell from this video if he was in fear for his life, because you can only use deadly force to protect yourself when you're being threatened with deadly force. Were these men coming after him going to be using deadly force? I don't see any guns in their hands, and I don't really understand why this young man would be bringing such a weapon with him to a protest. Mm-hmm. So that'll be seen. Right,
and as you say, up to the jury to decide here after the lawyers present this case on both sides. I do want to note in the video you can at least make out what appears to be a skateboard that would be coming towards Kyle on the ground there, and then also maybe you can't tell from the video, but other photos have suggested that the other person coming at him was indeed armed. Again, I'm sure many examples of will be presented in the courthouse of evidence, I should say, on behalf of Mr. Rittenhouse. And in fact, I want to get your reaction to his attorney, John Pierce, who went on Fox News the other night, and what went down during that night of violence in Kenosha. Listen to this.
Kyle actually took a first aid kit downtown because he was concerned that there would be wounded protesters downtown. And in fact, he took a firearm because Kenosha had become a war zone.
And also during that interview, the attorney had stated that Kyle was protecting a business from rioters and that the gun he was carrying was legal in the state of Wisconsin. How might these facts impact the case?
Well, I think that dramatically affects the case because there was no intent. They need a mens rea, which is his intent to do harm. And the fact that he had such an assault rifle going to a protest would help a prosecutor establish that he had that mens rea in order to convict him of murder. But if he had a reason to have that with him because the area had become a war zone and he wanted to protect his business and protect himself in a war zone, that might alleviate his mens rea that they need to prove in order to charge him with murder.
Interesting. We'll keep our eye on this case. Marie Napoli, thanks for joining us today and weighing in. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
You got it. We want to bring back in our panel to react.